Hello, welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. Today we're going to learn to avoid some important mistakes, so let's get started. First, this is not correct.
You can put in money in the ATM, or if you want to withdraw money, you can take out money or have a physical copy of cash.
Have a physical copy of cash? I don't know what she's talking about. Does she think the machine copies money? I'm not sure. But an ATM gives you cash. Physical cash, not a copy of cash. Not my ATM anyway. This is also not correct.
This is the $2 bill, and it's one of the least common because it stopped printing in 1966 for around 10 years.
I cannot say it stopped printing in 1966. You're talking about a bill. The bill doesn't print anything. The bill is printed. You can use passive voice. Or you can use active voice and talk about the people who print the bill. They stopped printing the bill in 1966. This is correct. Example, this is a $2 bill, and they stopped printing the bill in 1966. But they started printing it again later. Let's practice. When did they stop printing this bill? That's right, they stopped printing the bill in 1966, but then started again. This is also not correct.
But this bill is from Colombia. It's not from Mexico nor Argentina.
I cannot say it's not from Mexico nor Argentina. To express the negative, I use or. It's correct to say it's not from Mexico or Argentina. We don't use nor in this case. We use or. Example, he's from Canada. He's not from America or Mexico. I cannot use nor in this case. I use or. He's not from America or Mexico. He's from Canada. Let's practice. Is he from America or Mexico? That's right. He's from Canada. He's not from America or Mexico. This is also not correct.
And this is Mexico.
This is Mexico? This is not Mexico. This is money. This is a bill. You can say this is a bill from Mexico or this is money from Mexico, but I cannot say this is Mexico, talking about money. It's money. It's not a country. This is also not correct.
Also, when you pay for things in different states, you'll get a sales tax.
I cannot say you'll get a sales tax. Use the verb pay. You'll pay a sales tax. But you don't get a tax, you pay a tax. You can use the verb have. You have a sales tax, and you pay a sales tax. But you don't get a sales tax. And in some states, you don't have to pay sales tax on groceries. Do you have to pay sales tax on groceries where you live? Leave an answer in the comments below. Let me know. This is also not correct.
And they gave me a receipt with my account balance and everything on here.
I cannot say they gave me receipt. Receipt is countable. I have to use an article, a. They gave me a receipt. This is correct. They gave her a receipt. Let's practice. Did they give her a receipt? That's right. They gave her a receipt. And remember, receipt, the P is silent. Don't say receipt. It's receipt. So let's continue learning how to talk about money. And this is not correct.
But on the bright side, recession is a really good time to invest.
I cannot say recession is a really good time to invest. You can use an article, a recession is a really good time to invest. Or you can say during a recession, it's a really good time to invest. But recession is countable. So I can say a recession for one in general or the recession to refer to a specific one. This is one in general, any recession. So we use the article a. A recession is a really good time to invest. Let's practice. Is a recession a really good time to invest? That's right. A recession is a really good time to invest. Usually everything's cheaper. This is also not correct.
And it is a really good time to buy because in a year, they would accelerate their growth and they would increase in price.
It's a really good time to buy because in a year, they would accelerate their growth and they would increase in price. We cannot use would in this sentence because the first part is in present. It's a really good time to buy. We use will for the second part, or can or might. It's the first conditional. We cannot use would. Let's use will. It's a really good time to buy because in a year, they will accelerate their growth and they will increase in price. This is correct. Use will because it's the first conditional. We cannot use would. This is also not correct.
Another important American word that you have to know in order to understand the way American business world and financial world works is called financing.
In order to understand the way American business world and financial world works, I cannot say this. First, American business world. This is specific. We have to use an article. So we say the American business world. In order to understand the way the American business world and financial world work or works, use work because you have two things, two worlds. Don't say works, say work. So it's correct to say, in order to understand the way the American business world and financial world work. And pronunciation, it's not word, it's world. World. Use the sound like burger, plus the dark L, world. Tighten your tongue, world. World. The American business world and financial world. This is also not correct.
And the last but not the least, I wanted to explain the difference between debit and credit.
I cannot say the last but not the least. We don't use articles in this expression, no the. It's an expression, so we say last but not least. No articles. So to use this expression, you have a list of things and the last one is equally important. So you say, and last but not least, and then you give the last thing. This is also not correct.
Normally it says 0 at the beginning. Again, I'm explaining American version of that. It might be different in different countries.
You cannot say I'm explaining American version of that. We need an article. We say the American version. With the word version, we need an article. So I'm explaining the American version of that. So example, she's explaining the American version of that. Let's practice. What is she doing? Is she explaining the American version of that? That's right. She's explaining the American version of that. This is also not correct.
And the last but not the least thing I wanted to show you today.
I cannot say, and the last but not the least thing I wanted to show you today. Again, the expression, last but not least. So when you use the expression last but not least, we cannot include an object. You cannot say last but not least thing. We have to separate it to use this expression. So you could say, and last but not least, there's another thing I wanted to show you. But we can't put an object thing with the expression last but not least. And remember, no articles, no the, just last but not least. To say the last thing that is equally important. This is also not correct.
So when you owe something to someone, means you need to give that money back.
I cannot say when you owe something to someone means you need to give that money back. When I use the verb means, I need a subject. It is a subject, and it's necessary. So you can say, when you owe something to someone, it means you need to give that money back. We need the pronoun it to make a correct sentence. It means. So let's practice. What does it mean when you owe something to someone? Does it mean you need to give that money back? That's right. When you owe something to someone, it means you need to give the money back. This is also not correct.
I was like, what does that mean? And she explained me that I stands for I.
And she explained to me. Remember, when you use the verb explain, we need a preposition. We need to. Explain to me. Explain to you. You cannot say explain me or explain you. Use the preposition to. So you can say, and she explained to me. She explained to her. What if I say something? She explained to her something? No, we put the object after the verb. Something is the object. So, she explained something to her. Or she explained to her that I stands for I, or whatever. Let's practice. Did she explain something to her? That's right. She explained something to her. This is also not correct.
If you decide to start investing, the affiliate links to the apps that I use would be below.
I cannot say, if you decide to start investing, the affiliate links to the apps that I use would be below. I cannot use would in this case. It's first conditional. I cannot use would. I use will. So I can't say would be below. I say will be below. Let's practice. If you decide to start investing, where will the links be? Will the links be below? That's right. If you decide to start investing, the links will be below. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, subscribe to our channel. And if you want to become a member, click the join button. And we'll see you next time.